So here we go, another episode of me going through my old messages on Facebook Messenger from 2014, 2015, when I was like 14, 15 years old, and I'd passed the time by randomly messaging girls on Facebook Messenger, hoping they'd fall in love with me. And this one is really bad, really embarrassing. I'm quite scared to share it, but here we go. It's definitely the worst one yet, definitely. Starts off on the 27th of March 2015, so I would have been 14 years old at this point, 10:38 p.m. at night, and I opened the conversation with, "Hey, you alright? 2 kisses, capital kiss to start strong." She replied saying, "Hey, yeah, tired. What about you? 2 kisses. Pretty good so far." I then replied with, "Yeah, good. Why are you so tired?" Which is weird because it was like 10:30 at night. Obviously, that's why she's tired. And she replied, quite rightly so, with, "'Cause it's late, obviously." I then said, "Yeah, true. What year you in?" Ramping up to 3 kisses, keeping the capital at the start. She then said 10, "What about you?" I then said 11, "What school?" She then said Griffin, which is a school near where I live, and then asked me what school I went to. I told her Chilton because that's where I went, and I then asked her if she knows another girl that I knew went to her school. She said yes. I said, "You friends with her?" And she said no, she's popular. I went, "You're not?" Question mark. She said no, which is pretty sad actually. It makes me quite sad just reading out now. 14-year-old Dom then, quite rightly so, diverted the conversation from her lack of popularity. And I said, "Oh, you got a boyfriend?" She said no. I then said, "Ever had?" Which is quite a brutal thing to say when someone's just told you they're not popular. She then said, "Yeah." And then 14-year-old Dom clearly thought it was time to ramp things up. So I then said, "How far you got with a guy?" And she said, "I've given a BJ and a HJ, which is hand job." I then said, "Really? That sounds pretty good to me." When? Don't know why the time she did it was important, like I was expecting an exact date and exact time. She then said, like last half term. I said, "Was it a boyfriend or?" She then said, "Just for friends of benefits." I then said, "I need one of them." Weird. She then said, "I don't have one no more." I then went, "That an invite," which is actually pretty smooth to be honest. She then said, "Yeah, if you want to." So far, for 14-year-old Dom, this is like a raging success. I then said, "Nice, so we on for this?" Weird. She went, "Her," which is fair enough to question that. I said, "We gonna do this friends of benefit?" She said, "Oh yeah." I said, "I'm being serious." "Are you?" Weird. She then said, "Yeah." I then said, "So when we're going to start?" As if it needs an exact starting date. She said, "I don't mind." And that is as far as the conversation I'm going to show, because the rest of it gets quite strange and I don't want to show it. Although, if this gets loads of views, I'm very superficial, I probably will show the rest. But for now, that's it.